It's 29 minutes after 4 p.m. Central African time. This is the Iftar Drive with Lukman Skink on Salam Media. Coming up after our next segment is the Ramadan quiz, inshallah, the Ramadan competition, the challenge. And we have two contestants that will be taking part this evening. But before we do that, let me introduce my next segment. Now, Muslims around the world are celebrating the month of Ramadan and are united in the common goal of making the best of their time. Now, our daily Ramadan around the world segment, it seeks to show just how similar we all are in our practices and also how we differ. Today we visit India. Its Muslim population is around 220 million, making India or giving India the largest Muslim minority population in the world. That's just over 15% of its 1.4 billion strong population. Now, how prominent are the handful of Muslims? And in the month of Ramadan, can you feel the spirit? Let's find out from my guest. His name is Umar Shariff. He's a political analyst and he's based in Bangalore. That's in the south of India. Umar Shariff, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing, Maulana Luqman?
Alhamdulillah, ahlan wa sahlan, and welcome to you. I'd like to congratulate you and your family and the entire ummah of India for the advent of the month of Ramadan, inshallah.
Jazakallah khaira. May Allah bless you and your family and all the people there in South Africa and elsewhere across the world. And bless in the month of Ramadan and thereafter and in Jannah, inshallah. Let's all meet together, inshallah.
Ameen. Thank you. Beautiful dua there, brother Umar Shariff. Umar Shariff, I was telling my listeners in the intro that India has the largest Muslim minority population, but it's hardly a small population. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people. Is that correct?
Yeah, we are about, right now, we are about 25 to 30 crore Muslims in India. And it's a big number. Very big number.
Crore would be in English, would be like 100,000?
No. 1 crore is 100 lakhs, 100,000 into 100.
I understand. Okay, so that's a substantial population, is it not? I mean, India is almost it's on record to overtake China as the world's most populous country by the year 2030, we are told. So, but have the Muslim population in India grown together with the rest of the population of the country, or have they remained stagnant in terms of numbers?
The Muslims have grown actually from ever since the partition that took place in 1947, wherein Pakistan got separated. At that time, before this partition, it was 25%. The Muslim population was 25% before the partition. And during the partition, we became 10%. The 10% became the Muslims here in India. And the rest of the people, the 15% was divided amongst today's Pakistan and Bangladesh. And now we have grown to over 15%. So we are constantly growing by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in numbers, like else the other community as well. Even the other communities, they are growing. We've been growing constantly and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay, Umar, the reason why I'm asking about numbers, right? And I know people say that our Islam is not strong due to the numbers, but the reason why I'm asking about numbers in India, particularly in the context of India, is because we often hear stories of how the Muslim minority in India is often persecuted, if you will, is often targeted. Is that the case?
Actually, that's the case in minuscule. It's a minuscule of the people who are actually persecuted and targeted amongst the Muslims. But we must understand it is the perception that is being built in order to create a sense of hatred and fear amongst the populations. In fact, if you see, the Hindus are very forward-thinking and the Hindus are very accommodative. And the Muslims here also, they are very peaceful. And we are not actually in any kind of skirmishes or fights or anything of that kind. But due to an external force, an artificial perception is created based on some targeted attacks made by the minuscule fringe elements. Based on their works, there is some sort of unrest here. But otherwise, by and large, you see what's happening in in Indian subcontinent. We are growing market. We are actually we do a lot of business with the non-Muslims. The non-Muslims do a lot of business with us, and that's the scenario. But there is an energy which is constantly working to kind of bring in hatred and divide amongst the communities. So that is a different energy which is generally addressed as the Hindutva. I would say it is just garb in the name of Hindutva. There is another force which is working in the dark. That dark energy. We have to identify which is the dark energy, and it is something that I will not be able to pronounce it right away right now. But I must say, India is a very peaceful place, inshallah ta'ala. India is a peaceful place, but the people out here, they want to live. See, the people out here want to live with peace and harmony, but due to the political interest of certain organizations, and today because of certain parties, and some in the name of certain parties are creating this commotion out here. So, but if you think of coming down to India, if you think to come down to India as a tourist, please do come. Make it a point to come to Bangalore. You'll enjoy the best of things here, inshallah ta'ala.
Amen. So now let's talk about the month of Ramadan itself, right? In the month of Ramadan, I know that India, you talked about business. I know India is a very, very, very busy country in terms of trade. Muslim people, non-Muslim people, everybody's busy in trade. It's a busy country. It's a country on the move. Do things slow down in the month of Ramadan for Muslim people at least? Do things slow down?
Yeah, Muslims. Sorry, do you think it slows down? You're talking about whether it will slow down for the Muslims? See,
I'm just saying,
the month of Ramadan.
Do Muslims take a break? Do Muslims take a kind of break and say, it's Ramadan now, we need to fast. Let's take a break from all our running around business, or do they just continue as normal?
Yeah, Ramadan is a month. Ramadan is a month of barakah, in terms of food, in terms of wealth, in terms of a lot of activities that happen. Whether you like it or not, in the month of Ramadan, it's a days of fasting, but it's also become the days of feasting. We get to eat the best of food in this month, and we get to give a lot of charity in this month. And a lot of people do a lot of trade, and people want to buy clothes, people want to buy some stuff for their home, and people want to give a lot of people alms, and they want to help the poor and the downtrodden. So all of these activities happen in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is the month of blessing, and Muslims are busy even doing business in the month of Ramadan. And at the same time, let's not forget the ibadah. Alhamdulillah, ibadah is also there. The whole day fasting, the tarawih, and the 5-day salah, and all the zikr, adhkar, everything gets multiplied in the month of Ramadan, as I think everywhere else in the world, as in your place also, inshallah.
I mean, Umar, talk to us about. Let me ask you about. You are in Bangalore. Bangalore is in the south of India. A lot of the people that are in South Africa today, and Muslim people who have origin in India, their ancestors come from Surat. They come from Gujarat. In the northern part.
Yeah.
Just in about 2 minutes, what are the major differences between the northern Indian Muslims and in Bangalore, where you come from? I know the Iman and Namaz is the same, but in terms of the cultural, traditional,
Yeah, the dressing is different, the kind of dressing that we do. Generally, the traditional dressing is more like we just wrap around, a dhoti, or you call it as a panche or a lungi kind of thing, sometimes in white and sometimes in checks, lungi, that, but that is sometimes in white, plain white, and we wear long shirts, and some of them, they wear the white turbans. They wear the white turbans, and more like different. If you come to deep down south in Kerala, you find people wearing shirt and white shirt and a dhoti and all that stuff. And as you keep moving up, you'll find different traditions. When you come to Hyderabad, you find a lot of waistcoats, and dressings are different. And Kerala, and then Tamil Nadu again. The food is also different. Different places have got, especially in Tamil Nadu, you have the different kind of spices. You find a lot of spicy food there. And then you come to even Andhra Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The food is very hot. It's going to be very spicy. And the south of the deep south, you find Kerala. Kerala, you'll find big rice there. The rice is their major staple food. They love to have a lot of beef. Even the Hindus have a lot of beef there. Even, although there is so much of commotion with regards to eating beef in India. In some places, some parts of India, it is banned. But in Kerala, even the Hindus, their staple food is beef. They love, enjoy beef, So in Karnataka, beef is banned. In Karnataka, beef is banned. And but amazingly, in Karnataka, beef is still being sold. People are still eating. Officially, it's banned. Unofficially, people are buying. People are eating. So it's India. In India, you see a lot of indiscipline activities happen. The law is there, but people don't, respect much. All of these commotions. Land of incredible activities happen in India. And South
You
India,
know,
of course, there's so.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, you're saying some. In
No, no, go
South
ahead, go ahead.
India, yeah. In South India, there is some level of literacy, and people are educated to a large extent, and people are more exposed to the world. But if you go much into the North India, you find people not very much exposed to the world. They don't have much of world exposure, and because of which, with very limited knowledge and literacy, they're not able to see what's good and what's wrong. So a lot of skirmishes and fights and all the negative things happen and start from the North India. But unfortunately, now in South, in Karnataka, right now we're having a lot of challenges, a lot of debates which are dividing people. But I'm sure these are all, they're all like it's just a fleeting phase. Over a period of
Right,
time, we'll get over these things, inshallah.
right. Umar Sharif,
Of
I do apologize that we've actually run out of time. I really would have loved to find out a lot more about Ramadan in India, but I think you've really whet our appetite, and we'll definitely try and make a deep
Thanks a lot.
dive
It is my pleasure to be with you.
yes, yes. At another occasion, we
Yeah,
want to do a deeper dive to find
sure.
out more,
Thanks a lot.
inshallah. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Umar
Thanks
Sharif,
a lot for having me. Wish you all the best.
Barakallah. Shukriya. Assalamu alaikum wa
Hayakallah,
rahmatullah.
hayakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Umar Sharif from joining us there from Bangalore, India, on our daily segment, Ramadan Around the World. We're going to take a short break. When we come back with the Ramadan competition. And stay tuned for that.